Hey, welcome everybody. This is Brent Tiffany, app-driven guy. December 28th, 2016, and I just wanted to do a 6-month review of Amazon Flex. I've been doing Amazon Flex since June, late June, and when I started doing Amazon, it was the second app-driven platform that I started doing. The first one was Postmates. I was doing that while I was delivering pizza in an old '89 Corolla. And then I started doing Amazon, and I had to invest $200, which I didn't even have at the time, to get a phone good enough to do Amazon. And then from there, from doing Amazon, I started getting extra money every week and was able to put money down on this Camry that I'm driving now. And I was able to start doing Uber and Lyft and Wings, and it's been really great ever since. So I just wanted to stay on point. 6-month review is Amazon Flex. So I do Amazon Flex logistics, which is delivering all these fine packages here. I do little mini routes. These days it's 3-hour blocks. Used to be 4-hour blocks of time. Whatever the block time is, they pay you $18 an hour, sometimes bonuses, depending on weather. So as a summary of basically what I've earned with Amazon Flex, it has been, my payout was about $8,000. I'm just going to talk rough numbers here to keep it easy. About $8,000 since June, and 130 blocks, basically. And I broke that down. I figured out the mileage on that based on about 30 miles per block, and figured that out to 4,000 miles. So that's not really including, time driving to the warehouse. Miles that I spent driving to the warehouse, or miles spent driving home once I finish a block. I'm not really worried about that. I'm just thinking miles spent working. So basically $400 to $500 in gas is what I would say. So not bad. $8,000 on $500 in gas, even on the high end. Not bad at all, considering gas is a write-off. I can write off depreciation on the vehicle. So that's pretty cool. And just the $8,000 compared to a full-time job, a lot of jobs sometimes making $16,000, $20,000 a year. So that's just one app I've done since June. Pretty good in my book. So now the best things about Amazon Flex that I've experienced, some of the best things are those days where you make $72 or $54 in 1 hour. Sometimes you would hit a jackpot on these blocks, and you would just have a bunch of boxes going to one stop, or maybe just 5 or 6 boxes going to different stops. One time I had like 3 stops with like 30 or 40 boxes each. So those were all 1 hour days that I made $72 or $54. So that hasn't happened in a long time, but it was really cool when it was. It was just really a neat little bonus here and there. Actually, I have had 3 blocks where I didn't even work. One day I came in and I checked in, started scanning. My app freaked out, the computer freaked out, and the manager of the warehouse just said, "Hey, go home." And then I came back later in the day to pick up another block, and the same thing was going on. And he said, "Well, sorry, I guess you're not going to be able to work this block." And so I left, but then I just checked my app later and it paid me on both blocks anyway. Same thing happened where everybody that came to the warehouse got paid for a block because they're having problems. So every once in a while that would happen too. That's pretty nice. Beyond that though, just actually working and doing the blocks during the summertime, for the first 3 or 4 months I was doing it, it was really good. I was making like $25 to $36 an hour usually. I would get like my routes done in 2 to 3 hours, so it was really good. And that lasted a few months. Then it started getting pretty sticky. Like they were trying to see how many packages they could load up on everybody, and the computer system was just fluctuating the way it would do routes. And then it was getting really tough for like a month and a half, 2 months, where everybody was just complaining the routes were just way too big. And then after that, I kind of laid off of Amazon a little bit, just because it was getting to that point where I wasn't enjoying doing it that much. But I would pick up a block here and there. So I kind of regret that. I kind of wish I would have done more blocks, because even at the worst end of it, you're making $18 an hour. You know, you work your 4 hour, 3 hour block, whatever it is. If it takes the full time, it's $18 an hour. If it's shorter, it's more. So it's pretty good regardless. Now, other things I really like about Amazon Flex. Oh, the best thing I like about Amazon Flex is the ability it gave me to talk to you guys and have a YouTube channel. It was a lot of fun. That's where I first started doing YouTube videos, was Postmates. But then Amazon Flex was like the biggest one. Like, people are just really interested in Amazon Flex and what it is, how you do your routes easier, just general questions. It's been a lot of fun talking to people and finding out what's going on in other areas, other warehouses. So thanks for watching. That's been a lot of fun and getting involved. The other thing I like about Amazon Flex the best has been the flexibility of it. It's a very fitting name, Amazon Flex. You have the ability to turn down blocks once you've scheduled them. If something comes up, you know, you have a block scheduled out a few days ahead of time. You can always just drop it, no big deal. You can drop a block 45 minutes before it's supposed to start, and they're fine with that too, as long as you don't do it right before your route. But even then, like, when you make big mistakes, it's like they send you an email, and that's it. There's no repercussion for anything, which is also something I love. If you have missing packages, you know, that somebody says they didn't receive a package, they generally have a lot of leeway with that. I mean, I've gotten 4 or 5, 6 of those emails within a few months sometimes, and they don't do anything about it. I've heard of other people getting fired for it, but it's been a very rare occurrence from what I've heard. For me, the routes are really easy. It's just kind of a fun source of income. Is the other thing I like. It's just, I feel like I'm getting paid for what I'm worth because I'm able to deliver packages very quickly. I did FedEx for a while. I've done pizza delivery. I was a courier. So just addresses and the flow of how it worked with scanning, running them to the door, just right up my alley. It's just something I really enjoy doing. I know it's very stressful for some drivers, but once you get into a really good rhythm of doing it, it can be a lot of fun. And I've said this before, I listen to like meditation music. You know, I find just like fun, uplifting things to listen to while I'm doing Amazon through my Bluetooth on my car radio. And so that's really been a blessing to me, is just be able to relax, make good money, and not have to drive drunk people around. You know, not driving food around. I'm not worrying about tips, none of that stuff. Just straight up delivering and just enjoying life for a couple hours. And it gets me out of my car. That's the best part too. Exercise. Like, I'm just running up and back and forth to doors. I'm not just sitting all day in one position driving people around. Not getting out and stretching because it's just so busy, you know, with Uber or Lyft or whatever. So the worst parts about Amazon Flex, and I'm sure everybody can agree with this, is apartments. They just suck to deliver to. I mean, you can just kind of take your time and deliver them, but you know, it's always aggravating. You know, that's a whole nother subject. The warehouse problems they have, you know, sometimes they're having issues at the warehouse where, you know, the routes aren't scanning properly, or like everything's out of order and you got to like fix your route while you're going. Or if they're having problems with personnel, you know, people walking out or getting fired, or, you know, they don't have enough people to do the job. That happens sometimes. And then navigation. The navigation sucks. That's a whole nother video. I don't even use Amazon's navigation. I'd leave the screen up for the delivery, but then I just follow the blue line and just, you know, I know which way is north, and then I just watch it and try to get to the next stop. Also, I don't really like the 3-hour blocks too much. You know, they were doing 4-hour blocks for the longest time, but then they switched to the 3-hour blocks, and it just kind of sucks, because if you're doing 2 back-to-back blocks, you know, it's just a full 6 hours you got to spend. But even then, it's $18 an hour, so you can't really complain too much. And then it was just before, you know, if you did 4-hour blocks, you could still do 2 of them. You made $144. Now it's $108 maximum. But the things I like about the 3 blocks, some of the good things about it, is the packages are grouped tighter together. So like this route I'm doing right now, it's, you know, 50-something packages, but they're really just right down the street from each other. I mean, it's really tight grouping on that. And then there was higher pay on the blocks for the holidays. That was really cool. I had several blocks where I was getting paid $86, $90, and they were loosening up the restriction where you could do 3 blocks in a day. I accepted 3 blocks, but I gave up the middle one because I was just getting too tired. I was already doing rideshare that morning, but I could have made $260 because there was 2 $86 blocks, and then they cranked it up to $90 because there was ice on the ground outside and people didn't want to drive. So that was kind of cool, having that holiday pay available. And they do that from time to time in inclement weather and when they have really high demand. And then also with the smaller blocks, I'm able to fit more packages in my car so I can take my wife with me, or fit the packages better because there's less packages than a 4-hour block. A few questions here at the end. Was Amazon Flex worth it? Absolutely. I think it's a great source of income. It's fun. Overall, very great experience. Would I recommend it to others? Yes, definitely. If you are already working full-time or if you're working part-time, sign up. When you sign up, you're not committed to work. You don't have to do anything. You can just make yourself available one day a week on like Sunday between 10 and 6 o'clock. And then if a block comes up on a Sunday, then you can go work for a few hours. And you can always reject it. If you find out you're busy, you're going to be busy that week. So, I mean, it's just something where you can sign up and just do it very minimal part-time, but just have a few extra bucks here and there. It's really cool. There's no promo code for signing up under me. There's nothing for that. They're so busy that people are signing up and they don't need promo codes for it. So I won't, there's no link or anything. You just got to Google it. And that's about it. I really just wanted to say thank you all for watching. Hopefully, if you look through my videos, there's questions, there's answers and questions about like apartments, navigation, how to load up your route. I need to make a new video on how to load up routes though, because that one's kind of outdated, that I have on there. I mean, it helps, but it's just different the way they put it in bags now. But I think that's about it. I just want to thank you all again. Like, subscribe. If you're going to sign up for Uber or Lyft or some other Postmates, I have promo codes for that you can check out underneath. And have a great day.